Most people think that you need a secret list or a bit of luck when it comes to buying properties below market value. But over the years, I've bought deals 10, 15, 20% cheaper than other people were willing to pay. For 3 years, my job was to find the most discounted properties that I could, not just for myself, but for big professional investors who needed enough of a margin to flip the deal on themselves, pay me, and make a profit. And in that time, I spoke to 3,000 sellers, negotiated hundreds of deals, and here's what became painfully obvious. Discounts don't come from where the property is listed or how good your negotiation script is. They come from one thing and one thing only. So in this video, I'm going to show you the real reason sellers agree to drop their price and how you can use it to find and secure deals at least 10% cheaper. First off, let me give you a quick story. A while ago, I sourced a property up north for a client of mine. It was a 3-bedroom, semi-detached house, nice street. It was on Rightmove for £200,000. But we ended up getting this agreed at £150,000. That's £50,000, 25% off of the asking price. And this wasn't some sort of wreck that was just falling apart. It was in fairly decent condition. No cash only nonsense and no auction deadline pressure. There was literally nothing like that. Now you probably hear that and think, all right, well, what's the trick? You know, did you get in there first? Did we have some kind of backdoor relationship with the estate agent? Did we hand over that brown envelope of cash? None of that. In fact, it was listed publicly and anybody could have gone for it. Other buyers did actually go for it, but we were the ones who got the £50,000 discount. Now, I'll be honest with you, deals like this don't happen every day, and I don't want you to walk away thinking they're all over the place. There's loads all over the market, and you know, if I come to Jack, he'll get me 50 grand off my next house. And the reality is that's just not the case all the time. But it does prove a point, because you can have two identical houses on the same street that are the same size, that are the same layout, in the same condition, and still one might sell for tens of thousands of pounds less than the other. So where does the difference come from? Well, there's a reason why one seller will accept a low offer while the other one won't budge a single penny. And unless you understand why, you'll always be stuck competing with everybody else, paying what everybody else pays. So let me break it down for you. But just before I do, if you want to be getting into property and you want to avoid mistakes and get free tools and resources to help you on the journey, I've created a property investment playbook completely for free. You can click the link in the description and get access to it today. Now imagine you are actually looking at two houses next door to each other on the same street. They're both 3-bedroom houses. They're both recently renovated, and they're both listed with the same estate agent for the same price. Now, the owner of house A isn't in a massive hurry, and they're comfortable waiting around for the right offer, and they don't mind staying another year if they have to. But the owner of house B faces a real life challenge. They've put down a deposit on their next home, but their buyer recently withdrew last minute. The move is scheduled, and they risk both losing their potential dream home and also the holding deposit that they put down. From the outside, both homes look identical, but behind the scenes, each seller has very different circumstances. And this highlights something incredibly important that you have to make note of. It's not about the property. It's not about the condition of the property. It's not about the location. It's not about your negotiation. It's genuinely understanding and addressing what the seller's situation is. What is their key motivation? Because a motivated seller isn't someone to take advantage of. They're someone who is genuinely in need of help, and by offering certain speed and certain solutions while also ensuring that you get a good deal yourself, it becomes a win-win situation. But how do you identify motivated sellers in a respectful way? First, wherever possible, communicate directly with the seller. Speak person to person, because it allows you to truly understand the situation and find solutions that meet the needs yourself. Estate agents will often try and just block you from being able to speak to them, and you'll never fully understand what the situation is. Speaking person to person allows you to truly understand their situation and find a solution that both works for them and it works for you. So pay close attention to the words that they're using, their feelings, their sense of urgency. And second, let the seller express what they need to comfortably move forward, whether it's a quick sale or flexibility around their moving dates. And thirdly, when it comes to recognizing a motivated seller, it's often centered around certain life events and circumstances that might prompt this sense of urgency, like job relocation, family changes, or like separation, divorce. You could have a probate property, a property that's been inherited and is in a rundown state. You can have issues with a broken chain in a property sale, extended periods of time on the market where they're just frustrated and they're just done with it. Now, these scenarios represent moments where you can offer practical help guiding someone towards a solution that actually works for both of you. And finally, remember that patience and empathy often lead to the best outcomes. Situations can evolve, and a seller who isn't initially ready to sell may appreciate you respectfully following up in a few months' time to see if their circumstances have changed. Now, knowing how to buy a property at a discount is one thing, but buying the wrong kind of property, even if you got a discount, 10, 20%, can still be an absolute disaster. So before you start making offers, make sure that you watch this video next where I break down the worst properties to buy in 2025.